Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Two Laps Ahead. It's your girl Katie,
I'm Larissa.
and we are back with another episode that's going to cover NASCAR and F1 this week. We were in Darlington, South Carolina for NASCAR, and we were in Japan for F1. So let's get started. Let's get started.
Woo!
Yeah.
Let's start with NASCAR.
Yes, sir.
Okay. This weekend.
Yes.
Yo, Denny Hamlin? Yo!
Let me just come on the record saying that my prediction was right.
Yeah. And so what happened on Sunday is that I put them on our Instagram, and I think like 2 minutes later you're like, oh, look at Kyle Larson. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I had put Kyle, I think like second or third on my predictions.
Yeah, you put him third.
Yeah, and I looked at the NASCAR. I was watching the race. I looked at the NASCAR thingy, and I'm like, I'm seeing his name dropping. And I'm like, oh, like, you know, he went wide, dropping to P30. I said, oh. I. So that was a really hard start of the race for me.
Because Kyle Larson ended up lap 4.
Yo, so early.
Yeah. Well, it's not his fault. The car legit just slid from under him, and he ended up hitting the wall. And if you guys saw it, his whole front bumper and the whole front cover of the car was total. Like, he could not drive in those conditions. So they ended up taking the car into the garage to try and see if they could fix it, to then put him back in the race later on if that was an option. So he was out for a minute. He did come back out.
Yeah, only to crash again.
Same exact spot.
Do you know how it broke my heart? No, because when I saw him came back, I was like, okay, we're back in the game. You know, maybe like a P20 at least, please.
Yeah.
And then I see Larson out again. Oh no! I said, well, this is over.
Well, I mean, he played a big role. He was the first caution flag.
He was the last caution
and then
flag.
he was the last caution flag.
Look
I'm
at
pretty
you.
sure he hit the exact, and I mean the exact same spot in the wall that he did the first time.
Oh, it was so hard to watch.
The exact same manner too. Like, he slid, hit the wall, and then he was out.
I couldn't do it. I was so
Poor Boo Boo,
sad.
and he was down like 160 laps when he came back in and stuff.
I know.
He tried.
I really had hope in him this weekend. Like, I really want him to see him back again. Like, I don't usually want him up there, but I did want him up there that weekend. I also was rooting for Hocevar.
Yeah.
I didn't have him on my top 3 at all because, you know. But
It's Hocevar.
No, hey, he had a good qualification. He qualified P13, and then, listen, something happened, went up to P9, and then down to P36. And we stayed there the whole damn race.
I think it's because Hocevar had... Did he have like a crash?
He crashed with
or something?
54. When he was getting lap at 54. He crashed with someone there. But I don't know what happened to him after the P9. He just went down.
Mm-hmm.
Broke my heart. And then I saw that Blaney was not doing well either.
Yeah.
It was like all my 5 was like really down this week.
I mean, Blaney caught himself at the end. And unfortunately didn't end up being his way. But even before that, what's it called? Hocevar, though, he was being run. He was gonna get lapped by Byron, and he didn't want that. And he crashed, not crashed, but I think he slid again.
Like, he hit someone, right? Like 54. Is that Ty Gibbs? 54, yeah. Yeah. Monster car.
Yeah.
That's how you know the monster chilies.
Yeah. Because I remember that Hocevar was he ran into Byron because
lapped.
Yeah.
And then they came by, and then he went to like pass over like this, and then he just hit Gibbs.
Yeah, because he was 2 laps down.
Yeah, well, he was about to get 2 laps down.
Yeah, because he was about to get 2 laps down, and then he ran out of room, and then he ran into 35, which ended up being a T-bone, and he ended up with 2. Oh yeah, the first one, because I know that's the second one that he had. Yeah. But the first one, I think he hit a wall. He hit the you know the wall that has the stripes,
Mm-hmm.
that gets a stripe. I
Yeah.
think he hit that wall. He had a flat tire at the
Oh,
back.
that's
He
what
had to come
happened.
into the pits, change that flat tire. That's why he went down, because that was like in between caution flags. So
Oh,
he dropped down, and then again when this happened, he ran into Byron. He got another two flat. He went down
girl,
again.
it was not your weekend.
Nah, bro.
It
I mean,
was
I think
not
he
your
was doing
weekend.
fine. At the beginning, he was doing fine, but
Yeah.
yeah, it just was not his.
Yeah.
Because I know that track, because of the bump, if you take it at some,
Angles, you're gonna get into the wall.
yeah, if your tires angle in the way that it's supposed to be angled, and everything, you getting stripes.
It's over. Yeah, no, it's over. It's
You getting
so
stripes.
easy.
You putting stripes on the wall, and then your car is getting also them stripes, and then you just
Over.
yeah. So that was crazy. That was.
But
insane.
William Byron, I haven't heard of him since the Daytona 500. So when I saw he got
I
pole, I said,
know. I
look who's
know.
alive again. Period. But he
Mhm.
led a lot of the race. His tire management was insane.
Yo, he led 234 laps of the race.
That's insane.
234 or 243. One of the two. He basically, yeah, so basically all of stage 1, he won stage 1, he won stage 2,
Yeah.
and he got to like middle of stage 2. No, he
Late.
got
He-
into late no.
Stage 3. Yeah.
Yeah, beginning to like middle
Yeah,
stage
like
3,
40 to go, 48
Yeah.
to go, and then he pitted.
and he had
and
to
then-
pit.
I guess just like Hamlin just had the way to go P1, and he just took it.
Yeah. I mean, he could have because he ended up being second. And
Yeah.
statistically, those that lead in this track do
Never
not
win.
they never win, but they also do not ever do better than fourth. And if they do fourth, they don't do better than like outside of like 10. You know what I mean? So, well, if they don't do four, if they don't do four, then they don't do better than outside of like the top 10. Sorry. So he did good. He ended
Yeah.
up P2. So
He broke
he
the
broke all
statistic
of the statistics
besides winning.
except, yeah. So he was really close. He was really,
He
really,
was-
really close.
I mean, he's still leading the championship right now. So
Hey,
hey,
do what you gotta do. Yo, listen. He led that. And again, again for NASCAR, for it to there was only like 4 to maybe 6 leaders
Yeah.
of this track.
Those cars are really close to each other, and it's so hard to like lead a race these days.
So
Insane.
it's insane because again, he led more than half of the race with just himself. So it's actually insane that Byron made that that move, and he made it so far, like, and breaking all those
Yeah,
records
he almost
and stuff.
had it. Honestly,
He almost had it.
I feel like
A
if we
little
had
bit
like another
more.
20 laps to go,
Yeah.
he could have overtaken
Yeah.
Hamlin easily.
Because like, listen, all of his restarts were good.
yes,
All of his like tire managements were good. He had a clear, strong plan. I think it's just like at some point he was starting to slip and slide a bit at the end, but I think he could have managed to defend himself.
he could have. Yeah.
I'm sorry. He could have managed to defend himself. So I don't know. I think he could have gotten it if it wasn't for the last caution.
Yo, like, I was so mad because like it was like, oh no, he's out, and then Joy back up because he's back in the race, and then like, oh,
Yeah.
for nothing.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Also, Barry had contact with Reddick, took the wall, and ended up crossing all over the track to end up on another wall.
Oh,
And he had to get out of his car. Like, he had to actually, like, do not finish. He did not finish his race because he had to get out of his car because he hit that wall pretty nasty. And Barry was doing really good. He was in the top 5 the whole time.
Oh, it sucks, huh?
It really does suck.
Ah,
He was doing really, really good, and people really liked his livery, like his throwback
Yeah,
livery
yeah,
for
yeah,
this
yeah,
weekend. So for it to go down like that, I
that's
know it had to
unfortunate.
sting.
Yeah.
So it sucks for Barry. I know he had it like he wanted something better for his placement.
We wanted it too, honestly. No, if he would have been happy. I like Barry.
But I think I think it's not only him though. I think it was like a disappointing. I think it was a disappointing weekend for a lot of drivers though.
Yeah.
Because
Blaney,
yeah,
Bubba,
mm-hmm,
Kyle, Hocevar,
because
Elliot.
yeah, because listen, yo, I remember the race started, but it was fine. It was fine. It was fine. And then at some point, there was a pit, and I saw so many drivers go down. I think there was a miss pit, and like 4 or 5 drivers went down. Like Bubba, Priest, Keselowski, Bowman. After that one miss pit, I didn't see these names until like the end of the race. I said, "Where are you?"
They were down there in the P30s, baby.
And it actually hurt me because they pitted, but like 2 seconds later, caution flag.
I would be so mad in the car.
I'd be pissed.
Yo.
I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed.
Because what was the point?
I'd be pissed.
I would be so mad.
I'd be so pissed. But yeah, like, I know that out of the 4 that I just mentioned, Priest managed to come back up a little. Bubba managed to come back up to like 20-ish. Priest managed to come back up to like 15-ish. Keselowski up to like the 10, 12-ish. And Bowman, I don't know where you were at, honey. Like, you disappeared, my guy. Like, I don't know where you went.
He was near Hocevar.
So the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
so 30.
You're low.
Ooh.
No, but you were talking about the throwback race, and I saw some pretty mad comments on the Instagram of NASCAR because of Chase Elliott's comment. So the throwback race is when they put a livery of an older driver who was a big, part of the sport, and Chase Elliott said that it was getting like lame and just tiring, and it's more for the fan than for the drivers, and people didn't like that at all.
Oh, girl, why would you say that?
Is he wrong?
I mean,
they've been doing this for ages, and I get it. Like, it's fun to see, but like every year it's getting tiring. I see his points, honestly.
But it's one race out of how many races that
I
you
know.
do
Yeah.
this?
No. See, I see both sides on the argument. It's tiring to do it every year, yeah, but also like it's once every year. You race 36 weeks of the year.
Yeah.
That's one week, and also for like smaller teams, it's good for sponsors, to be shown out there. So it's I don't know.
It's one race out of like 54. Like, girl, stop it. Like,
not 54, like 38.
Okay, so 54. Like, and that's the thing. It's like, who do you think is paying for some of your stuff? Is the fans. The fans that are paying.
I mean, half. Not all of it, but I mean, a big part of your paycheck is the fans buying or like participating and going to races and like
Yeah. I think one thing that people that works in these type of industries is that veux pas, like, you work in entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you have to please the people that you are entertaining. You know what I mean? So,
and if it's once a year,
it's once a year. It's not like you're doing 3 weeks straight of like you have to switch out for new livery and make sure that you didn't have the same one as another driver that had it like 2 weeks ago or last week. You have one. That's it. And then like and then you have like 36 other weeks to figure out something else for next week, and even then it's like you just talk with your team of like what you would like or what would you want, and then you guys figure it out, put the livery on if it's possible, this and that and the third. And it's not like every driver had a livery. It's not like I didn't see that.
No, not everyone had a livery.
So if you don't want to, I guess don't do it.
But also like you're like Elliott is a big name in the sport, so you kind of have to like have a livery.
Listen, if you didn't want to do it, I don't know, don't win. I don't know. I feel like people kind of forget that part. It's like you do it for the fans because they're the ones that are there to watch you. If you didn't have fans that were there to watch you, who'd you be racing for? The track? Okay. The weeds? The weeds in Darlington, South Carolina? Okay. Okay. Like, Just do it. And then like that's the thing. It's like you're putting on the livery, but like there were people there that was sporting their outfits from the time from like of the 70s or of the 60s. There were people that were coming to see the cars that were reminiscing. There was old people that were coming because they've been in the track since the 40s. Da, 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 da. Like it's more than just like it's annoying because it's there every year. It's actually like nostalgia and stuff like that. Like it brings a lot for different people and stuff like that. And people, and it's also like if I was a parent and I've been at the track since like I don't know how long, and then I'm bringing my kid, it's like, oh, like look, this is how the cars were before. Look at the cars now. It's like a teaching a moment, or it's like a bonding moment.
It's a big part of the sport.
It's a big part of the sport. It brings a lot. It means a lot. It doesn't take a lot for you as a driver to just be like, this is what I would want. This is who the driver that I would like want to emulate. This and that and the third. Slap the livery on the car. Thank you very much. I'll see you in Darlington. Like,
Imagine how team meetings go on Monday. Yeah, I like the green one. Let's do it, and that's it. That's your whole job for like Monday. Basically.
I mean, I know that it's more than that, but like
besides driving, obviously. But
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's or it's like Logano's.
Woo! Won't he do it? After 3 weeks, y'all, we got it.
Yo, listen.
What is it?
Logano.
Hey! Logano. Say it again.
Logano.
Woo! Joy in my heart. Joy in my heart, girl.
But Logano, he had, like, his livery was, I don't remember the driver's name, but the driver was there himself.
Oh, wait, that's cute.
Yeah, and he, Logano went up to the driver and asked him, like, hey, like, what do you suggest for this track? Like, can you give me some tips? And they had, like, a whole bonding moment, like, just because he had his livery from when he was racing. It's more than just, like, it's a lot. It means a lot. It's cute. It brings people together.
It does.
It's a community type of thing. I get it. It's nice. It's once a year.
You know what? Now I get it.
Out of
Chase,
54.
I'm so sorry, Bubba. Nah, yeah.
It's once out of 54. Like, come on now.
Again, not 54.
54.
But before we move on to F1, let's do like a quick little championship leaderboard update. So right now in P1 we have William Byron. Byron, sir, I don't care. And then Hamlin went up to P2.
Yeah.
And then we have Bell, Elliott, Reddick, Larson, Blaney, Wallace, Logano, Bowman. How do you feel about this? How do we feel about this little board? Is it going to change?
I think, like I said this last week when Hamlin won. Sometimes you just need that one win.
Yeah.
To unlock
Something
it.
in him unlocked. And y'all, this might be the year 11 wins.
I don't know about all that. But
no!
I gotta see the all 54 races, but
36.
You said 38.
Because they have the two that are not like really races.
Like
anyways,
I don't know. I feel as if it's gonna get very heated this year, just because. Listen, we're seeing Bell fight a lot.
Bell is fighting
for a win. You're seeing because Bell came close this weekend.
Yeah, he did. He was P2 at one point, right? Yeah.
I think Elliott Elliott, Reddick, Larson, Blaine, especially Blaine Lee, is gonna have something to prove because they've been chasing it for the past like couple of races.
Yeah, Blaney needs something good to come from him because he's been so unlucky for the past like 4 weeks. Every time something happens to him, he's getting wrecked or his car's shutting down. I'm like, let my man have a win.
Yeah.
Girl, I got you. Don't worry.
I think after this race, because for Bubba it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to get his thing to get. He's gonna have to get. Okay, Bubba, seriously, like call us.
Like it's been 3 weeks. We told you.
Call us.
Text us. Email. Prayer emoji. I told you.
It's simple.
It's so simple.
But I think
if you don't want it, I guess. Like,
I think because Bubba was like, he wasn't doing bad because he did like 3 races back to back of being third, which is not like bad, but it's not what you want. But now that he tasted being 20, you don't want to be in 20. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's gonna be like another like
wake-up
fire,
call.
yeah, to be like, okay, let's go back up. For Logano, I don't know. He's gonna want to drag. He's gonna drag his car for sure.
I don't think he'll last long here.
But
honestly.
I don't think he'll move up drastically up on there.
I don't think we'll see him here because mind you, there's still Ross Chastain somewhere down there in the game.
Yeah.
And like I said, this man is a menace.
Yeah.
This man, he's not here right now,
But
but
he'll be.
somehow he will be.
He will be.
He will be.
And Bowman
this year, I'm surprised. I'm really shocked.
I think he's trying.
He's trying really hard.
He's trying. That's the thing. I think he's trying. Because he's putting good time. It's just about strategy. Like
in the car.
Yeah, in the car.
That's mainly it for Bowman.
Yeah.
Bubba, yeah. Blaney, few prayers.
Please. Let your sisters help you out, honey.
Like, do you want the help or not? And it's for free. Like, what more do you want?
It is for free. We're not like, we don't charge you for that.
Just the flights and the stay. Thank you. But the top 3 will change next week. Either Hamlin will come up to P1 or Bell will come
up to P.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Because again, Byron won the 500, and then ever since, I don't know where he went.
Yeah.
And then he came back this week, but it feels so like not stable. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, he could feel well. I mean, it's understandable, but he could feel that this past weekend it got stolen from him because of that caution flag. He was really close. He ended up second.
Yeah.
Danny only got that win because he got out of the pit lane first. So the restart got him to first, and
the caution kept him in first.
The caution, that caution kept him in first. The restart, he had a great restart, and then he only had 2 laps to go, and then he got that in the bag.
Yeah. I knew his wife was happy at home, girl.
She was
back to back,
she was
y'all.
like, thank God.
Back to back, and she's pregnant. Oh they're living
gosh.
the life. No, there's just cute family stuff. I love that.
But yeah, it just depends.
Yeah, honestly, for now I'm gonna keep it like this. But by next week, I'm gonna see some changes over here. Logano gonna go down. No, he will go down.
Yeah.
I think he will.
It depends. Yeah.
And then maybe in like 20 weeks, Hocevar the top.
Oh my God, 20 weeks is like.
In 10 weeks, no.
That's a whole.
No, not even.
That's a whole term.
No,
of a pregnancy.
By June, I want to see Hocevar in the top 10. 77, baby. Yo, I believe in him. I found his TikTok hilarious. The kid is funny. He's actually funny. I promise you, he's the only kid. He's funny. He's giving off the vibe of Streaming Days Leclerc. No. Like Max Futuro. If you know, you know. But you don't know.
Let's move on.
No, Hocevar.
Okay. Let's move on.
Let's move on to the F1 weekend. F1 was back.
I could have slept.
I slept.
I could have gone to the gym, actually. It's not that I sleep.
I slept.
I could have gone to the gym. Honestly, I was looking forward to more.
Yeah.
And I got so much less.
Well, because we had so much,
so much
big
less.
things, because it was Yuki's first race into Red Bull, and then Liam's first race back into V-Car. And oh my gosh, the post they did, like, welcome back.
We missed you.
Yeah. I said, whoever did that, shady.
We missed
Dude,
you.
welcome back home, where you belong. But hey, who am I?
Who did that? Anyways, let's start with qualifying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick with the commentators for real, because y'all are nasty. No, for real.
Who was commentating again?
I think it was Crofty with another one of the retired F1 drivers.
Jacques Villeneuve. I saw on TikTok. It was
Yeah.
Jacques Villeneuve. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I have a bone to pick up with y'all because, or maybe it's just me being too sensitive. I don't know. But they were talking about the fact that they were coming for Hajar for being too honest, because Hajar came onto the radio saying that he couldn't focus on the lap because his seat, they had like he had a mechanical issue with his seatbelt. So I think it was pressing up until like, I think it was like his bum or maybe like his lower stomach area, and it was really really uncomfortable. Um and the commentators said that he shouldn't have been so honest on the radio about that fact, because he shouldn't let like the team and like the people back at home like the HQ
Yeah.
know how know that he's not being confident. And so he should have kept that to himself, pull up to the garage and talk to the engineers like off comms. And then after that, like right after that, they made a joke about his underwear, like that he should have changed like the type of briefs that he was wearing, and they were laughing about it. And I was like, the guy is barely an adult. Why are we making jokes about his underwear? That seems very disgusting.
Yeah.
And it's the fact that Crofty laughed. I was like, he's barely an adult. Like, he literally barely came out of the room. Why are we laughing about this? But I wanted to get your, I don't know if you had heard this. So
I didn't hear this.
oh girl, I was, that's why I wanted to get your feelings about this, because I was like, this is disgusting.
Yeah. Seems odd to me to talk about a young kid's underwear issue on broad television.
Yeah,
But also the confidence thing, he's just having like it's not well adjusted. So what do he say? Like, hey, it's fine? Like, no, he's having issues.
yeah.
Open communication.
But it's also for the fact that Hajar had talked about this before qualification, because he had the same issue during practice, and they had changed they tried to change the seatbelt like numerous times, and it was still giving him issues. So he was just being honest about the fact, like, hey, I can't focus because of this issue, like 100%. So if qualifying sucks, I'm starting in advance. Like, he was just being honest. I would rather my driver be honest with me.
Then hide stuff from me that I'm just confused about why the results like this. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I don't know. Laughing about this, I don't know. To me, it just seems weird. But maybe we're too sensitive.
But I
don't think we are, because that's just.
I feel like Crofty, that this is not the first time that I'm hearing like Crofty say stuff, and I'm just like, you are not funny. Like, leave the jokes to the comedians or people that are funny. Like, Crofty's not funny.
He wants to be funny, but he can't do it all the time.
No, I think there's sometimes where he makes a jokes when he's like not thinking about it.
Yeah, and he's like it comes out well.
And then but a lot of the times he says stuff, and I'm like, you are crossing a line. You're not funny. You need to let it, like, leave it be. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about a guy. He's like, oh, well, maybe he should change like his underwear for like briefs or something a little bit more padded. Ha 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 ha. And I was like, you're talking about someone that's like barely legal. Ew.
Is he? You know, he is legal.
Like, barely.
Barely.
Man just came out of F2 like yesterday. What are you talking about?
Damn. Yeah, I didn't have the radio on for quality, so I didn't hear. But that's insane.
It was disgusting. I hated it.
But talking of quality, Jack Dohan, what happened there?
So apparently it was like a DRS issue.
Yeah.
So his DRS stayed open, and I think it was like they took a gamble to see
what would happen.
Yeah, and this man went flying, took a wall.
That was scary to watch, honestly. And I mean, he's okay now, but even after the race, he was still having struggle to like get out his car.
Yeah, and he didn't want to talk about it at all when it was brought up in interviews. Yeah, so in interviews they were like, "Oh, so what happened with the DRS?" And he was like, "I don't want to talk about it. We just want to like, focus on the next practice and get ourselves in there so that we can do better." So he was like not touching that subject at all.
I hope he's okay.
I mean,
that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Arrête. Stop it.
Well, Japan was number 3, honey. So, okay.
It's not his fault if they were trying a new strategy. So technically, we still have that takes Japan out. Doesn't count. It does not count.
It's not because they tried out a new Okay, you know what? It's not. Listen, it's not because they didn't try a strategy and that he didn't do well that they're not gonna count it. He still didn't do what he was supposed to do.
Whatever. Who the hell caught on fire?
Who caught on fire?
Someone caught on fire.
Nobody caught on fire.
Someone caught on fire. I promise you, I saw it on the F1 Instagram. Someone caught on fire.
Someone caught on fire?
Someone caught on fire.
Like during the race or qualifying?
During the weekend.
I'm confused.
Someone, I promise you, I saw it because it was like how in this generation, how can this car still caught on fire?
Someone caught on fire. Was I asleep?
Either someone caught on fire or I'm just hallucinating.
I think you're hallucinating because nobody caught on fire. It was so boring in Japan.
Guys, it's exam season. I don't sleep.
It was so...
Bear
guys,
with me.
honestly, Japan this year was so boring.
I think the most
so boring.
interesting stuff was like the stuff out the track, like the meet and greets, the events, the kids of the drivers. That was cute, entertaining.
Yes,
that was more fun
the
than
kid that was dressed as Lando, Max,
and whatever Ferrari he was.
I think it was Charles Leclerc. Oh, it was
adorable.
So
they were so cute. Oh,
they look like when F1 edits them as the
They were so cute,
so
adorable. Back to quali.
Yeah.
Did you see Ollie Bierman's dad's reaction? Yo,
he's so cute.
that was all of us. This
so
man
cute.
is so proud of his son, and I was like, me too.
Bierman honestly shook all of us. He went to Q3
in the Haas.
Bro, he's carrying that house on his back.
I know his back is hurting.
On his skinny back.
Yeah, and he's skinny and scrummy, so it must be hurting.
It must be.
It definitely is hurting.
Speaking of of Q's.
Of Q's.
It really does pain me to say this, but Stroll P20.
No.
Yes.
When did he qualify?
P20.
No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
Why am I
for the 4th year in a row?
Am I hallucinating? I swear he qualified. No, I swear he qualified better.
For the 4th year.
I swear he qualified better. No. No. Oh, you know what happened? It's laugh it out. Laugh it out. It's because I look at the driver's sitting and I thought it was the quality. So
yeah.
Oh my gosh, P10, Queen.
No, girl. P20 for the 4th year in a row.
Maybe it's not
sucks.
for him. He does not suck. He does not. Maybe it's not for him. It's just maybe. Oh Lord.
Sorry, my ribs are hurting. My ribs are hurting.
And we're back. Anyway, can we go to the race? Because the only thing that got me happy was the race results.
Hold on. Kimi was struggling a bit. Yeah. It looked like he looked like he was understeering in the S's. In almost every corner. But like it ended up like he was doing fine during the race, so whatever.
Yeah. Got points.
I was so scared though because Tsunoda ended up qualifying P15. That got me.
But still above of Lawson, so I was like,
no, he was under Lawson.
No, he was. Yo.
It's exam season, y'all. Y'all have to forgive her. It was. I texted you this. It was Lawson 15, Yuki 15. Lawson 14, Yuki 15. Yeah.
I need to sleep.
And Albin is motivated. I think having Science as a teammate is really like putting a fire. I think a lot of people thought that he was gonna get overshadowed by Science, but I think this is just putting him more of a position of like he needs to
fight back.
Yeah.
And he's fighting.
And he's
fighting back, y'all. He is fighting back.
First time that a Williams is in the is in P10 in is in the top 10 in Japan, and he put that there because he ended up
he did that.
qualifying P9, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And then during qualifying, Hamilton went back at like towards the end to do another. He went to do for a flying lap, and Sainz blocked his way, so Sainz got a penalty of two grid spots.
That's what it was.
Because the thing that happened was when Sainz finished his lap, there was like barely five or 10 seconds left, something like that, and he stayed in the middle of the track, but Hamilton was right behind him, but the lights at the grid start was still green, so he was good to go. So the engineers at Williams should have told Sainz to put himself on the side to be like technically on an out lap type, on a cool down lap, type of thing. So then when Hamilton started his flying lap and he was trying to get to the apex for the first turn,
he got blocked by Sainz.
Sainz was in the middle of the track, and it was super dangerous. So he had to he went right behind Sainz because of course he didn't know he was there, and then he moved. So he blocked Hamilton, and he lost time for that.
Oh,
and
that's
like
what
that.
it was.
Yeah.
But then quali ended, and it was Max Norris, Oscar.
Yo, Max came out of nowhere. First of all, he broke Vettel's record of the fastest qualifying in Japan.
Of course he did.
But Max came out of nowhere because he was complaining the whole time of how he didn't have no grip in the front of his car. And he was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this, mate. Like, I have nothing.
And then you did it. So
I have
what's
nothing.
up?
And then he finished his lap, right? And then so his engineer was like, oh, you're P1, mate. You're P1. And like, Loki had like no expression for like a minute. But then after you could hear it in the radio. He was happy about it. And then you hear Max saying like, yo, I almost crashed this car like 5 times.
Because honestly, Red Bull has been going through the trenches for the past 2 races. So to see Max smile again, I'm not gonna lie, it made me a tiny bit happy.
He jumped on these people
like a cute little baby.
Yo, me when I saw, I was like, do, hey, Max Verstappen.
I couldn't hate on it because I was like, okay, you dragged that car to trials and tribulation, you got it there, so good job, Bubba.
His teeth, bro.
And then the race happened. Like we said, it was the most boring race. I was up at 3 at what is it?
It was 1
a.m. whatever. By lap 25,
she went to bed.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't even blame her.
Thank you.
Because I should have went to the gym because it was that boring.
It was so boring.
The most like exciting thing was that Lando became a lawnmower. And that's it. At some point.
Talking about Lando, there's some arguments online because at one point Oscar was behind him and had more speed than him.
Yes.
And they kept Lando ahead.
Yes. I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah. Yo, papaya rules. Ha! They start again.
I told you.
They start again.
Oscar is about to question every single time that we're going to establish these papaya rules because they are honestly
unfair.
But the thing is, on the flip side of that is because right now, currently, I'm so sorry. Lo siento, please forgive me. On the other side, on the flippity side of that, is because right now, Lando is still currently number 1 in the drivers, even though Max won. Although they are only separated by 1, if they had switched the cars between Lando and Oscar, Max would have been number 1. And because they don't want to risk it, you know what I mean? Because then if Max becomes first, like I said, they don't know what type of tweak they can make to that RB.
Yeah, Red Bull is very, you never know with them.
You don't know what type of tweak they can make to that RB. Next thing you know, Max is flying. He's gone. We're gonna have 2023 all over again. He gone.
That was
bye, Pookie. Max gonna be like, lights out and away we go. Bye, Pookies. Bye, Pookies.
Oh my gosh.
Bye, Pookies.
Yo,
bye.
Red Bull can change overnight, Loki.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's because if you were listening to the radios, Oscar had asked like 2-3 times, why aren't we switching the cars? Because he had more pace, which was true. Like Lando was saving his tires because he knew that like it was gonna fail him. Like he was using them way too much to try and get to max. Because if you were looking at the intervals, like he was catching up, then he had to release, catching up, having to release, But like Oscar was consistently like he had DRS like the whole entire time, or like he was in the DRS zone like the entire time. So he was like, bruh,
but
why are we switching the cars? But I think Oscar's gonna be like, okay, at some point.
I don't know if you saw that also, but Gunther, which is it's his birthday today actually. Gunther.
Happy birthday, Gunther.
Well, as of recording, so happy belated birthday, sir. But he was asked on the podcast, I don't know the name, I'll put it down there. If you had to choose between Lando and Oscar for the world title, who would it be? And he said Oscar.
He said Oscar, yeah.
And I back Gunther.
I agree.
I agree.
No, I agree.
And guy, I'm the number one LN4 fan.
She is.
Oscar Piastri.
No, he is. I think Oscar has more.
Not drive, but more. No, he's less.
He has more qualities, and he has more like I don't know.
Because Gunther's point was that he's less anxious going into this, so he's more open to trying and like, doing new things. Where like Norris is more like, okay, I have to do this. Like if I don't do it, and like he gets anxious and he might mess up in the way.
No, but
that was Gunther's point.
No, I'm saying, but as I'm saying, he has like more of a quality of being a world champion. You know what I'm saying? He is methodical. He calculates what he does.
Yeah, that's the word, calculate.
You know what I'm saying?
Calculate.
Like if it doesn't make sense, I'll be like, but why did we do this? And if something that like he's thinking that okay, but we can take a risk on that, like he'll do that, or he'll be open to be like, okay, we can do this or we can do that. Just like, for example, I was thinking about it. It's a kind of like Lewis Hamilton. Like in China, Lewis Hamilton was in front of Leclerc for part of the race, right? But then when Hamilton said that he didn't have the pace, Leclerc had it behind him. He's the one that suggested, let's just switch the cars. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And that's not the first time we've seen Hamilton do that. Hamilton is someone that like understands, like, hey, I'm going to try something, but if it doesn't work,
let's have a plan B.
Like, let's switch it up. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to, like, hold up the whole line type of thing. And I think Oscar is very similar to that. Like, he's gonna try something, and if it doesn't work, okay,
we're going to learn from it instead of being mad and throwing caps,
Yeah, let's move on.
But no shade.
So I think it's the same thing for Japan. He was like, bro, I have pace. Let me through.
But papaya rolls.
Let me through. My biggest thing was, again, Stroll never left P20. Let's move on. And then
I hate you.
Let's move on.
I actually hate
Let's
you.
move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Yuki though placed the second RB 12. And I have to become you just for 1 second, because that frustration I had in my heart. Oh my God. You couldn't pass the founding father that was in front of you, Pam? Like, come on, man.
But when I call him the founding father, I'm rude.
No, God,
I'm rude.
You don't understand. He did like this almost all the second half of the freaking race
behind the grandpa
Alonso, and I was like, just DRS.
Alonso has back pain, like and you're like in your 20s.
Bro, you had DRS. Freaking move him so we can get to 11.
But again,
and I love Beerman.
The car is a problem.
It is. No. Listen, the second car, we've been known that it's a problem.
It's an issue.
Okay, like that's a been fact. But I was like, move the founding father out of my face. We need to move up a spot into this grid. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We gotta prove these people wrong. Do me right, Yuki. I was so pissed. Like, I was watching this race and I was like, bro, you just need to go one more. Like, you just need to go one more. And he was close. It's not as if like he was like 5 seconds behind.
No, he was close.
He was close. I'm like, move the man.
Is it bad that I started hoping that Alonso crashed? Not to get hurt, just to like go wide a bit.
Bro, I was hoping for a lockup. Like, lock up in the last turn.
Yeah.
Just so that you
Just
could
go
be like,
wide.
yo,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was getting pissed, man. It was pissing me off. And then the last thing, but I was like, you know what? 12, a win is a win because Lawson didn't put no RB
in 12.
and no 12. So, God. And then the last thing is Lawson.
Whoa! Before we go into that, calm down.
No, I am calm.
Okay.
I'm calm.
Let's not get sued.
I'm calm.
Think about that.
It's just Honey Boo Boo V car. 17.
What?
Okay.
Where I thought he was 13. I thought he was right behind. I didn't see that. Liam, chouchou, écoute.
How are you gonna put the V car?
Where was
Hajar?
Oh wait, no. After that, well, Liam, bye.
Hajar was 8th, man.
Hajar was in points, my baby. Yo, our
Hajar-
baby was in points.
Hajar was right behind Hamilton. Okay.
His idol.
Okay, thank you.
Cute. But back to Liam quickly.
17th.
Maybe it's not the car we beats the driver.
I've been saying.
And I hate to say that.
Liam said, not Liam, sorry. Max said, maybe Liam should drive for V-Carb because it's the faster car. And you gonna put the V-Carb in 17th? Are you not embarrassed? That V-Carb never touched anything below 15 since last year. And then you're gonna put it in 17th as soon as you sit down on it?
Oh, baby.
Okay.
Again, Colin Pinto is getting his seat. They're making merch of Colin Pinto as we speak. And it's not to be rude to you, but it's just the situation is funny.
So
Not laughing at you, laughing at the situation you're in.
So girl, I don't know, Liam. I think you need to start counting. Like Kiviat said, maybe you should start putting more time with your girlfriend because it's time, honey. It's time, honey. Mm-hmm. Anyways, let's go to our next segment. Rookie
of the week.
week.
This week, our Rookie of the Week, or Shayla of the Week, is Isaac Hajar.
Did so well.
Yo, it was the most boring race, but seeing him in the points made my day.
Honestly,
Made
plus
my
but the
day.
fact that he had like a freaking seatbelt up, pressing somewhere that was giving him pain in qualifying, and he still made qualifying Q3, and then ended up in the points high up there.
Do you know how proud I felt? Like a mother. Isaac,
you.
bravo.
Good for
That was
you.
just incredible.
Good for you.
Like, look at you!
And
You know, from crashing to being in points.
And I hope you keep out qualifying Blondie. For real. I really do.
I love this name for him, really.
No, for real.
Blondie suits him so
Blondie
well.
is really good.
Never dye your hair, Liam, please.
I don't think he will.
I don't think he would look good in any other hair.
No, for real. No.
Is he natural blondie? Are you natural blondie?
I think he is. I don't see roots.
Are you?
I don't see roots.
Yeah, unless you get you get them done. But yeah, overall, out of 10, how was the race? The F1 race.
Oh my god, 0 out of 10.
She's being dramatic. I'll give it a good 5. Only because of Isaac.
Nah, bro, 0 out of 10. Would not.
Only because of Isaac and
I'm
that
not-
McLaren was on top.
I don't recommend because there's no highlights. You know how boring it was when the winners went into the cool down room. There was no highlights. The only highlights they had was when Lando went into the grass after pitting and was trying to like cut in front of Max Verstappen. That's it. Nothing happened.
Oh, I forgot to talk about that. Can we just reround to the race, to the pit lane, pit lane with Lando and Max?
Yeah.
Lando said that he pushed him off. I think Lando put himself there.
Listen, you know,
and I say this as the biggest LN4 fan.
You know the meme where it's like the guy is riding a bike and then he takes out like a metal steel and then he puts it in his own.
Yeah,
that was Lando.
That was Lando.
Because girl, you saw Max come, and then you were like, "Oh, let me try and cut in front of it." The guy was already
because
gone.
mind you, when NASCAR was already halfway across,
like he was there, and then you were
there, and you tried.
Girl,
What?
bye.
In what world did you think that? Oh, I can definitely go up
That's
there.
what I'm saying. It's like Lando doesn't have that. Just take the L and then be behind.
There's days that I'm like,
It is what it is,
No,
honey.
no.
It is what, because
No,
then it's
no.
like, and then the comment that Max Verstappen said was funny. It's like, oh, that you became the most expensive lawnmower. Like, yes. What the hell are you doing?
Max, the memes he says, the things he
I'm telling you,
says.
Max in his old days is
When he used to like not hate the media.
yo, he is so funny because the thing that he says is
If my mom had
immaculate.
balls.
She be my dad, and that's
That's
facts.
facts. It makes sense.
That's facts.
It low key makes sense.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Give him a mic.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Ate that up.
God.
He ate that up. But I think, yeah, like I said, because of Isaac being in the points and because of Oscar and Lando being up there, McLaren forever, I will give this race a 3. No.
A 1.
You know what?
A 1.
4.5.
A 1.
4.5.
0.2. Oh, but we do have a rumor of the week.
Do we?
Yes. So apparently they're getting Colin Pinto ready to switch out Jack to win.
What?
They're getting Colin
No,
Pinto
no.
ready.
They're going like Blondie instead of Dodo? No. Leave my little Aussie man a few more seconds. Is he Aussie or French?
Doing is Aussie.
Yeah, leave him alone. Like, if we're looking at, I can't call him Dodo, but if we look at Jack and Blondie's results,
They're
about the same, but the stakes are not the same because it's Alpine versus a
That's
Red Bull.
true. Like Alpine
So-
has 0 points, man.
So I'm saying Christian Horner, get back on the phone, buy Colapinto.
Damn.
He gonna be funny.
Buy.
He cute. Well, they have to buy him.
That sounds a bit.
No. Whoa.
That sounds a bit.
Whoa, stop right.
That sounds a bit. You know, a bit.
Purchase. No.
Purchase. Ooh.
You know. The cycle of Pinto. Listen, the fans gonna love it. He's funny. Mia, he's good with it. Great driver. He doesn't care. He's aggressive. He cute, I guess. He's short.
He really could put that V carb up there.
Yeah, he could.
Cause he didn't do bad with the Williams. I think
He didn't do wow, but he didn't do.
yeah, but that was the Williams of last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think with the V carb of this year, he really could.
There's some potential there.
I think he really
There's
could.
some potential.
But yeah, there was some rumors that he could be replacing Jack Doohan.
No. Listen. Leave Dodo
Where he's
tranquille,
at. Yeah.
and then replace Blondie.
We'll see. Well,
We'll see because it's a triple header, baby. It's 3 races back to back, which I love.
next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to Bahrain.
Bahrain for F1. We're going to Bistro, Tennessee for NASCAR, and then we are finally starting IndyCar.
Finally.
Yeah, we are.
It's been a long time. Long Beach, baby. Long Beach.
So what are your predictions for NASCAR and then for F1?
Okay, I'll start with NASCAR.
Mhm.
NASCAR. Again, I'm a sound delusional as hell.
Ooh.
P3 whole so far.
Oh, God. You got to move on.
Never.
Okay.
P2, Bell. P1, Wallace. Bubba, again, DM us. But again, that's on you. Then, IndyCar. P1, Paddle Award, baby. Yeah, McLaren all the way, baby. We don't mess around. P2, his teammate, I forgot his name, but I saw his first win live, baby. I will always be proud of this.
Oh.
Christian Lundgaard.
Mm.
Yeah. So a McLaren won 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then P3, what's his name again? Red suit. New Garden.
Okay.
Because he's a strong driver, so I'll put him. Oh, maybe Armstrong. Yeah, I'll put a little Aussie guy. So P1 Paddle, P2 Lundgaard, and then P3 Marcus Armstrong.
Uh-huh.
And then F1.
Uh-huh.
Okay. P1 Oscar, P2 Yuki, and
That's a tall order.
P3 Carlos.
That's a tall order. Okay, that's
Yeah.
a lot of delusions. I can only do two because I don't know Indy like that.
Okay.
So I will learn about Indy next year.
She will.
Next
Next
week.
She will.
So NASCAR, I want to say Bubba Wallace P1. P2.
Again, Bubba.
Seriously. P2 Byron.
You still okay?
I think he'll still be up there. He has to still be up there.
Yeah, he's not bad.
P3. I'm gonna say Reddick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I.
Okay.
F1.
F1. We're in Bahrain.
Yeah.
Is that street?
Yeah. I'm scared to say it because I don't know it like.
Bahrain. Is it street? Or is it
Because I know.
track?
Isn't Baku Bahrain?
I think so.
Because if it's Baku, baby, I love Baku.
Baku is street.
Yeah.
No, Baku is Azerbaijan.
Oh,
So
my bad.
Bahrain is track.
Okay.
Okay. I think it could be P1 Lando.
Okay. McLaren still up there.
P2. I feel okay. P1 Lando.
Yeah.
P2 Max.
Okay.
P3 Oscar.
So same as this week.
No.
Well, same drivers as this week,
Yeah.
but different orders.
Yeah.
Okay. So she has more like, thoughtful predictions, and I sound crazy.
Yeah, you're in La La Land.
Listen, I put also for P3.
I don't know where you're going.
I put Carlos Sainz
Like, Color Sense who? Color Sense that was in like,
in the P12.
girl, but Color Sense was not B12.
Girl, I put also for he was P36. Oh. Anyways, guys.
Thank you so much for being with us this week. We will see how things go for this weekend.
Fingers crossed, everything goes well. Also for podium.
I don't know about all that. I don't know about that, and I say no to that. Yeah, we shall see how this race weekend will go. Obviously, we will be busy. So again,
Yeah, we got 3 races, baby.
don't text us. So we'll see you guys next weekend. Follow us everywhere, guys. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Leave us comments on all 3 of those platforms. We want to talk to you.
Yes.
We want to have comments. We want to interact. Okay?
Please.
We want to have this back and forth. We don't want to just talk. I mean, talk to ourselves. But to y'all too. You know
Please.
what I'm saying? It has to be back and forth, not just sideways.
Communication is important, y'all.
Yeah, communication is key. Have you never heard of that? Like, wow. Okay. So yeah, we'll see you guys again next week for another episode. And yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.